Let's move from there to South Africa. Their Fitch ratings unexpectedly upgraded its outlook on South Africa's credit rating, providing some respite as the nation grapples with the economic damage wrought by a fourth wave of coronavirus infections. Well, how come they came out with this unexpected upgrade? We have economist Trinity Nkube joining us from South Africa to elaborate on this. Hello, Trinity. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
So this obviously was not expected, seeing that the country had had restrictions, they had stopped some economic activities, and yet we see an upgrade. What factors prompted this upgrade from your perspective?
It is a welcome scene. It looks like mining, which is the main sector that's always bailing us from trouble. It seems like it came through again, and a little bit on the tourism side, although there are a lot of uncertainties in that sector.
So do we see, what does this mean now for the different sectors? You mentioned mining, tourism, because, I mean, the country is still dealing with Omicron and all that, even though we do see that the figures at the hospitals are reducing. But what does this mean for the economy? What does it mean for South Africans?
That's an excellent question. So, we're dealing with an issue of jobless growth. So if we have a little bit of growth, it doesn't really translate into higher standards of living for the rest of South Africans. For example, if we have a 3% growth in the economy, it only benefits the people that are already owning the factors of production. So it's a great question in the fact that just last month, we had some statistics pointing towards the fact that we might actually be having half of the economy not working, almost 50% of the people are not working, as well as we are dealing with very high fuel costs that are translating into everything. I mean, food items, transport, and so forth. So when you look at all of those things and the balance of probabilities, it's really difficult for the rest of South Africans to really cheer at this news of there has been some sort of increase in economic activity. So while it's a welcome factor, it's also really a long road to freedom, if we may. It's not really translating into what everybody would like to see. A lot of people are losing jobs. A lot of people are not working. A lot of people are facing high cost of living. So in a nutshell, it's really not great, but it's something to cheer about if we are being upgraded in some way.
Yeah, well, something to cheer about. Well, you've just painted like a gloomy picture. What's the government saying about these things? Are there some kind of efforts to provide succor for the people?
Absolutely. I mean, the medium-term budget that was just announced by the finance minister a week or so ago pointed to the fact that, you see, we're still relying a lot on the social spending. So it's putting a lot of pressure. It's trying to get the really poor people into the middle-income sectors, but it's really not going to happen if we do not have long and sustainable economic programs that gets everybody into work, that gets everybody into businesses. So yes, there's some effort there, but I think it's going to take more than government effort. I think what the government must do is try and facilitate a conducive environment to do business for people, for ordinary people, for even African foreign internationals. They have a lot of thriving businesses here. Let people work together in such a way that everybody can prosper. So at the moment, it's government trying to do everything with a paternalistic view that we will do everything for the, you can't have that. You have to have ordinary people working and not relying on government.
All right, Trinity Nkube, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us and bringing us up to date on the latest upgrade by Fitch on South Africa. Have a lovely weekend.
You too. Thank you so much for having me once again.